Warning, this video contains images of angry pixies performing acts of violence on geriatric sheet metal. Presenter digression is surmised. BugeyeBob back here with you. This week we're going to get into tearing out the outer sill, inner sill, and replacing those. I'm hoping it goes a lot faster than the other side did because I know the mistakes I made on the other side, and hopefully, I won't make them again on this side. So let's take a look at a couple other things real close. I'll show you what I'm going to do on the other side. This is going to be hard to see, but maybe if I go in a little bit closer, that's about it right there. Okay, one of the problems I ran into on the other side was this piece for the upper dash area and upper cowling. I guess that's called the cowling, I don't know. But that piece was disconnected from everything else. So when I got around to, after everything was done, this was kind of flopping around on the other side. So I don't want that to happen again. And my plan is I'm going to put in a brace that goes from right down here, this little beast right here, if you can see in there, all the way up, and touches up here. And I'm going to weld that in to this cross brace, this upper cowl, and to the lifting jack, the jacking point cross brace. So I will bring you back after I get a little bit more done. Just to give you an idea, everything that I've got to do, I'm going to have to cut this open through here so that I can get up and get it released from this outer sill, released from this panel. I've got to cut the two end caps out. I've got to cut all of these individual spot welds through here. I've got to cut the individual spot welds down here. I may not do that. If I cut out enough of this outer, I should be able to take what's left of the inner sill and what's left of the outer sill off at the same time. I think I'll try that instead of trying to cut all this metal here apart down here. But I will need to remove all of these spot welds and take off the top of this to get at the spot welds on the inner sill where this connects on. Then I'll have to go through and undo all of these spot welds down around this way and undo the 3, 4, 5, 6 plug welds that I put up there to get this outer footwell panel disconnected from this upper cowling. So weld in the brace first, weld the brace to the upper cowling and the cross jacking point, cut out all of this, get rid of I cut off already the front so I can cut out the rear part of this, get all of this stripped out, get the inner sill stripped out, the outer sill stripped out, see what damage I have to repair back here. I'll probably have to put in another plate that connects here so that I can have something to weld to for the inner sill, so that I have something to weld to for the outer sill. And looks like fun. Let me get at it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this outer sill out by running the plasma torch along this metal strip on the bottom. Then I'll move it up and cut it along the top. And then I'll cut the end out and we'll see what's inside of there. Reach down and swat that like button, pop in a quick comment, and subscribe to this channel. You can help save Lazarus from the scrap bin by making a one-time donation via PayPal or join as a member on Patreon. See the links below. That's that. C'est voila. And that's why I love plasma torch. This one is rusted out quite on the bottom, but up here it is. This is crap up there. All right. Next, time to drill out spot welds and carry on. I've drilled out spot welds back here. I've drilled out spot welds up along here. I ripped off this piece up here. I probably could have gone without doing that, but I wanted to make sure I could get into this area. It turns out I'd actually cut the spot welds in there at some point in the past, so that's fine. So this piece, the inner sill and what's left of the outer sill, is now ready to come off. Clang, clang, clang. What is that sound I hear? So that's that off, and you can see it's rotted through in some places. The bottom sill's rotted through. It's a mess, so glad it's out of there. Now let's talk about the damage. First off, let's talk about this piece right here. I've got a replacement for this piece. I did not take this piece out yet because I need, this is original here. This part right here is original. I need this to be able to make sure that I get the inner rocker panel located in the right position before I pull this panel out and replace it. Once I get the inner rocker panel in place and positioned, get it welded here, 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 back here, then I will be able to cut all of the welds on this, pull it out, and replace it. And hopefully that will keep, I've already got a prop in here welded in to hold this in place, but hopefully that will keep this front end in place where it needs to be, and everything will be going back in where it needs to go. And we'll take a look at what I found back here. This piece here is really solid. So I'm not going to have to replace this. I'll have to clean it up, grind off all of the crud, grind off the extra spot weld that tore loose. That's just part of the game. When I was trying to get this apart, this one spot weld, I didn't get drilled perfectly. This one I didn't get drilled perfectly. And when I started trying to split the pieces of the sills away from this piece, the air chisel jumped up and hit this. So I'm going to have to pound this back out. And I thought I might be able to come in through here to do it. I think what I'm going to have to do is I think I'm going to have to build a special tool that's J-shaped. So it goes up in like this, has an arm that sticks up like this that I can hammer against, and then a piece that comes out like this that I can hold on to so that I can pound this back out and get it cleaned up. Let's see if I can get you a little bit better look at that. You can see that that's dented in pretty bad right there. But we can fix that. The inner sill was welded, it was spot welded to this piece, and then it was seam welded on the outside edge of the joint. So I've got to fix that. This inner piece here, you can see is kind of warped, so I've got to straighten that out. And what else we got going on here? These pieces here, I might have to cut some of this out and weld in a couple of pieces so that I've got solid pieces here to attach the inner and outer sill to. But that's pretty good progress. I was afraid I might need to replace this piece down here. It's rotted out a bit. Maybe I should replace part of it. I've got the metal, I've got the time. It should probably be done now before we carry on any further. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll come up to like right about in here and do a diagonal triangular piece that comes in like this. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, so next part's going to be cleaning up the rust, making this triangular piece, welding it in, and straightening out all of these pieces that I've damaged a little bit. All right. As usual, one thing led to another. When I was trying to get this all separated, I ended up damaging this up here a little bit. So then I needed to somehow get that knocked back up and out. So fixing that required making a tool that could go up inside of there like that. And basically set it on there like so. Went like this. Put some shims underneath the edge of it like this so that it would rotate on this little bend right there. Took a hammer, pounded the hell out of it, and I got this beat out fairly well. Then I used this as a dolly sort of so that I could hammer this down, get it flat again, and got that damaged to where it is right now. And then I spent a good bit of time making a replacement piece because it was one of these issues of cut the piece out, test the shape of it, file it, get it to where it fit in there, and that took, shit, I don't know, probably an hour at least to get it all fit exactly where it needs to be. But this is ready to be welded back in there, and that will get this corner solid once again. The inner rocker panel or inner sill has to spot weld to this, so this has to be solid. So that will get that solid. I then had to straighten this piece here out, get this piece flattened out again, get this into some sort of shape. It's not ready yet, but it's close enough to where I can think about putting that sill in. Then I got around looking down here and realized this piece right in here was all rotted out about this far. And the metal is extremely thin there. That's like 24 gauge now. It's rusted so bad. So I formed up this piece. So I formed up this piece to get welded in there like so. And this will give us a ledge for the floor pan to rest on. Rests along here, should rest along here too, and the rest along down here. So that'll take care of that damage. Then I got taking another look at this piece right here, and even though I cut this piece out to match the other side, and this other, on the other side, that fit really well with the original piece that was there, but on this side, it doesn't. You can see that it's short on the top, it's short up here, it's short in here. I should have saved the metal and not cut out this piece until I got over onto this side. Dumbass me assumed that the metal would be the same on both sides. Don't know why, but it isn't. So I'm going to have to cut out another piece to replace this. I'd rather do that and get it done right than screw it up. There's a slim possibility, and I will check it first, but there's a slim possibility that the new sills raise this all up to where everything fits better. I'm not holding my breath on it. I mean, if it turned out that it would fit something like that, that would probably be okay. And that might work with the new sills. We'll just have to see. But worst case scenario, I'll go buy another, I'll probably buy a 4x4 sheet of 18 gauge if I can. A 4x8 cost me $108, so I'm guessing that a 4x4 would cost something like $60. But I may not be able to get a 4x4. I may have to buy a full 4x8 sheet. If I got to buy a full 4x8 sheet, I'll buy a full 4x8 sheet. That's just life. And that will get me to the point of being able to put in the outer sill. In the meantime, the next part that's up for all of this is to weld in those two patch panels. So let me do that. So what I'm trying to do is tends to want to pull a little bit this way. So by welding on the back side, that'll shrink and it'll want to pull it that way. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. calling that done. This metal's so damn thin, I blew through 3 or 4 times, but I think I got it patched up. So I'm calling it quits there. Gonna have to grind and hammer and dolly this piece and flatten it out, get it straight in there, but it's solid now. The old piece, I mean, you could actually feel how flimsy the old one was. And then this patch down here. Oh shit, I see a couple of pinholes already. God damn it. I hate it when that happens. That's what you get with crappy old thin sheet metal, though, folks. You probably can't see them, but there's a pinhole right there. There's a pinhole right there. And those are the only 2 I see. So let me touch those up if I can without blowing monstrous holes through the goddamn thing. There, right there. That should do it. I've gone down and ground down this weld here on the inside. I'm not going to go any further than that. It's solid, it's good. Straightened up the panel, but on this side, let's zoom in, and you can see there's still a crack on this side running down through there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my TIG welder and just fusion weld this. I may put a little bit of filler rod in, but I don't think I'll need a whole lot of filler rod. And I'll just fusion this crack with the TIG welder. Once that's done, I'll have to once again straighten this panel out because it's going to pull it like this and that's going to pull this panel over. But it should be less using the TIG welder than if I tried fixing that up with MIG. I've ground this down some on the inside. I plugged up those 2 little holes. I ground this down some. I'm not going to worry about making it look pretty on the inside because that's going to be hidden from anybody anyways. I'll take care of this and get it all nice and clean at some point in the future, but right now this is all solid. We've got enough metal here for the floor pan to sit on, so that's good. Okay, got the patch in, got it pretty well smoothed out. Is it perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Car will never be perfect, but it is solid. As you can see, the inner sill is in temporarily. I don't have it welded in place. I literally just got through adjusting things and tweaking this so that it would fit on there nice, and tweaking the front and tweaking the back and tweaking this and getting it so it all fits on there. I'm not pleased with this panel. I'm not pleased with the replacement I made for that panel. So I think I'm going to pick up another sheet of steel and cut another replacement that goes and fits better here to here. The one I've got fits pretty close, but it is off this way and it's off vertical a little bit on this. So this top corner here is not quite right on it. And I would rather have it be quite right. So that's what I'm going to do. And you will see that stuff next week, God willing, and the creeks don't dry. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon, $4 a month. Join up if you can. I had somebody complain about the $4 a month. Honestly, I don't know what the hell the problem is. Seems to me that most people are going to blow $4 a month on something else, candy, spilling beer, whatever. So I don't know why they were so upset about the $4 a month, but some people are. So I may or may not lower the price over there. Like to get more people over on Patreon. I want to put up specialized content on Patreon. It isn't going to show up on YouTube or other places. But until I get some support on Patreon, not sure there's a lot of sense in doing it. The best way to support this channel is with a one-time donation through PayPal. Links down below. Links for Patreon are down below also. What else can I say? Didn't get as much done as I would like, but I never get as much done as I would like because life gets in the way. So you folks have a fantastic life. Hope to see you next week. Thank you again for following, and BugeyeBob over and out.